name is Rebecca Pebble, and I'm addicted to things. Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back, friends. It's good to have you here. So today is a viewer requested video, which I love these, but they're also the most challenging for me. I don't know why. I always thought when I got viewer requested videos, they'd be easy. For some reason, I thought, oh yeah, I would just kind of know whatever they wanted me to talk about because they probably requested it because I seem like an expert in the topic. And no, I'm finding the reverse. They're challenging topics. There are things I'm actually really struggling with. Like the last one I did was tribe versus self. And that is a big thing I'm struggling with. And this one, I had a viewer asking me, oh, hi, Capo, to talk about my addictions because in, I think it was my second video, an older video of mine, I discussed how I was trying to work on my addictions. So I should start this by saying I'm not a trained therapist or counselor, and this is not professional advice. I'm just kind of riffing off of my thoughts. I haven't even prepared this. I just have the topic addictions, and then I'm just gonna talk based on my thoughts about the topic, which we'll see what comes out because it always surprises me. I think the first thing I want to say is that if you are addicted to something or someone, welcome. You're in good company because so is every other person on the planet. I really truly believe that. I think we're all addicted to something. It can be positive, it can be negative, but we're all addicted to stuff. Even people who think, oh, I'm not addicted to anything. I don't do those bad things. I don't drink or smoke or anything like that. It's like, well, but do you watch a lot of television? Do you like to eat a lot of food or certain foods? Are you addicted to sweets? Are you addicted to approval? There could be that psychological addictions. Are you addicted to, anything? Music. I'm addicted to music. That's one of my addictions, but that's one I'm not trying to kick because it makes me happy. And it's not a detriment to my life. It doesn't hurt myself or other people. And I think that's where the distinction is made. Is the addiction harming you or another person, or is it holding you back? I think that's where I struggle with addictions, is sometimes things like drinking, for example, because I love drinking wine, and sometimes I find that I get on this kick where I'll drink every night and it becomes habitual, almost like I'm expecting my nightly drink because it helps me to wind down. And so then it becomes almost like an addiction because it's like I need it to unwind, but I don't. So I really think my main message for this video is not to be hard on yourself, to have compassion for yourself, and to remind yourself that you're not alone and that everyone is with you, because I bet you wouldn't find a single person that isn't struggling with something, that they're attached to it, right? And you're trying to liberate yourself of these attachments in whatever form they might take. Yeah. So I don't know that I want to be prescriptive and give advice on how to break them necessarily, because I know some people say, in order to create a new habit, you have to, in order to break an old habit, you have to replace it with a new habit. That's something I think is very beneficial, is if you're struggling with one thing, try to replace it with something positive, healthy, helpful. That might be a good thing. But other than that, I don't know that I want to dive into necessarily what you should do to help yourself with that, because I'm not someone that I feel like is trained on addictions, and I haven't done research on it or anything like that. It's just something I'm like, oh, I would like to push myself to be a better person and I work towards my goals and dreams, and if things are holding me back from that, then I need to learn to either have them in moderation or do them in moderation, or I need to let them go. So yeah, I think I want the message to be that you'll be okay, and I would look for support. I think that would be helpful for somebody struggling. I think to find either a person or a group of people that you can reach out to, even if it's electronically. Thankfully, even though it's not the same as being in person or necessarily on the phone, I think it's nice that you can reach out with the internet and find people. I'm sure whatever it is you're going through, you can find somebody that you could connect with and that maybe could be an accountability partner for you. That's one thing. And just remembering not to be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. And that actually translates to everything, I think, in life, not just addictions. I think it's important that we give ourselves the grace that we would give a good friend. I think we need to learn to treat ourselves as a best friend, basically. How would you talk to a good friend, a best friend, and treat yourself that same way? Make sure your internal dialogue is that encouraging, positive, loving, supportive dialogue. And that takes a lot of mindfulness to stop your thoughts and say, whoa, red light, green light, is this beneficial for me and others in the world? Or is this shrinking me down, depleting my energy, or hurting others, or taking their energy, or not supporting a beautiful, peaceful world? So I think that's important, mindfulness, just in general, not just with addictions, but to remember to pay attention to your thoughts. And because, like, I think it's Viktor Frankl who said, between a stimulus and a response is that it's sort of like a moment, there's your power, right? I'm paraphrasing, but it's true, because something happens, and before you react, you have that time. If you're mindful and you catch it, you can totally turn that around. Yeah, maybe it triggered you or upset you, or you want to react a certain way because that's your default programming, but hey, you have power, you have control. You can stop that and say, I'm addicted to sweets. I really want this brownie, right? And the stimulus is somebody offers you a brownie, but you know that you'll feel better if you don't have the brownie. I love brownies, by the way, so not knocking brownies. Maybe take that moment and think, what is beneficial for me? Either beneficial for yourself or beneficial for others, or both, a win-win situation, right? Yeah, so that's another thing I want to say. Be compassionate to yourself and others always, and talk to yourself like your best friend. Find a system of support. And these things, like I said, transcend beyond addictions, although that's what I want to talk about because my wonderful viewer wanted some insight into that. And yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, just my thoughts on the subject. I hope everyone is well. So remember, stay present, stay mindful, and love yourself and love others, and give yourself compassion. Try not to be so hard on yourself. I find I'm very hard on myself a lot of times, and thankfully with meditation and catching my thoughts, I'm able to say, nope, like a little cloud, I push it to the side, let it go, and realize it's just a thought. And so there's some power there. I can choose. Do I encourage myself, or do I deplete myself? Do I encourage others, or do I bring them down? And I think the choice should always be love. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like if you want. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to come back for more little nuggets of wisdom. And I hope to see you soon. And stay weird, my friends. Mwah! Bye.